Hey, welcome to Trucking California with Velox 18. If you have been following along the channel, you know that I just got back from my very first long haul OTR trip. I did 6,000 miles. I still got the playoff scruff to prove it. I haven't shaved in almost 4 weeks, but I took my son across the country to go tour some colleges that he's looking at. He's going into his senior year this year. So we went and we drove across the entire country, and I decided to try and haul loads while we did it. It was hard, it was challenging, it was a lot. But if you've been following along with the channel, you already know that. But this video is gonna be a recap of our whole entire trip. And so if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. Okay, thank you. Yeah, so we're just gonna recap everything, and then at the end of the video, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the total miles we did, how many deadhead miles we did, because we did a lot of deadhead miles, because we were trying to get to the colleges, okay? That was the main point of the trip. I tried to make a little money, but it didn't work out as well as I wanted it to. But we'll save that for the end. I'll tell you guys how much revenue I made to the truck. And you know, it was fun driving across the country in this Peterbilt 389, custom Peterbilt, my dream truck. And you know, we're still a new authority trucking company. We're trying to make do with trying to learn how to run our own business. And we learned some things not to do on this trip, but we had a blast. And so I hope you guys enjoy this video. All right, so in this very parking lot is where it started. Right here where I parked my truck on the 4th of July. We left out of here, me and Miles. So that's where we're gonna pick up the story, right here. We're gonna go on a cross-country trip, my first ever cross-country trip, my first time trucking out of California, except for one time I went to Vegas, all right? So basically my first time out of California, because Vegas is like barely out of California. It doesn't count, it doesn't count. But I got this guy with me. Where you at? There you are. And oh, they're leaving. They're saying bye. Bye. So we already had our tear-filled goodbyes. We're gonna be gone for 3 weeks. Just me and this guy touring some colleges, and I'm gonna be working in the truck at the same time. It's gonna be hectic, it's gonna be crazy, and you guys are coming along for the ride. So roll the music and let's hit the road. All right, first stop, Salinas, California. We're picking up lettuce, and we already run into a problem. There's a truck in the dock they've assigned us, and he can't move. The trailer lock is stuck, so we gotta wait a couple hours for him to move. So we'll wait till these guys get out of the dock, and then we'll get in there and get loaded. Get loaded for Smyrna, Tennessee. Smyrna. Miles is over here like eating some hot Cheetos, and he's like, "Man, this sucks. Are we gonna be late now?" I'm like, dude, this kind of stuff's built into the timing of these kind of loads. That's just, you just expect shenanigans like this. All right, so we got loaded up and we headed south to try to hit up with I-40 to head east. But on our way, we went through Tehachapi, California, and we caught their 4th of July fireworks show. So we had a nice cruise, perfect view, and it was pretty awesome. So we got all the way down to Barstow, and spent the night in Barstow before we started heading east on I-40. So there's the hotel in Barstow. Woo, Barstow. We're on I-40. We just split off onto I-40. It's all new roads from here on out. I've never been on I-40 east. I've flown over all of this and gone to Texas once, but I've never driven out this way. So this is all new roads, man. All new roads. I think I'm gonna change the channel name. Trucking America with Velox 18. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Let's go, let's truck America. It's all new, all new, it's all new. Which is fun and exciting and a little bit like, you know, makes me a little anxious, makes me a little nervous. I'll just be honest. I like to know what I'm doing. I like to do things in a routine, but I also like adventure. But I also like pizza. All right, let's go. Speaking of pizza, this trip saw the birth of El Gordo Velox, but we'll get into that a little bit later on in the video. For now, we just started heading east on Interstate 40. We made it through the desert in California, got all the way to the Colorado River, or the Colorado River because it's so rad. Crossed over the Colorado River into Arizona. And this day we went all the way from Barstow to Albuquerque, New Mexico. We'll cross over into New Mexico here. And then we woke up the next morning. We just kept on trucking right into Texas. And then, hey, we had to stop and check out the Cadillac Ranch in Amarillo. This is both
more impressive and less impressive than I thought it would be. I don't know how that is, but it is.
All right, so we're trucking through the panhandle of Texas, and call me silly, but I didn't know it was going to be this green through New Mexico and even through Albuquerque. I mean, you see a certain TV show about a certain illicit drug that I won't name, but you see like it's all desert. Well, then on at least where 40 goes through Albuquerque, it's like all mountainous and green, and then I'm over here in the Texas Panhandle. I thought it'd be all dead and brown. California is supposed to be this like amazingly awesome place, and everything's dead all the time. It's just brown. Everything's brown everywhere you look. Basically you get like a month of green in California, and then everything turns brown and dead, and it's just ugly. Well, then I'm out here in the Texas Panhandle where I imagine everything's gonna be dead and brown. Everything's green. It looks like, springtime's still out here, and it's freaking July. All right, so we trucked it across the Panhandle of Texas, straight on into Oklahoma where the wind blows. We got through Oklahoma. We actually spent the night in Oklahoma, in Okemah, Oklahoma. That was fun. Have some stories from there. Ate at a little Tex-Mex Mexican food restaurant. That was cool. And then trucked it into Arkansas the next day. Arkansas. It's not your Kansas, it's Arkansas. And straight across Arkansas to the mighty Mississippi River. The bridge was still out in Memphis, so we had to cross the bridge over here on the 55, and it took forever, but we got to deliver our load eventually. All right, we got a door 34, and it's one of these places where you back into the dock with your doors closed, and they'll open the doors from inside. So they'll break the seal, they'll open the doors, and all I gotta do is slide my tandems and back into this dock. So we're gonna get this lined up. Slide the tandems. All right, so the first load took us from Salinas, California, all the way out to Smyrna, Tennessee, which is near Murfreesboro, which is where I have some family, and also where the first school is in Nashville, which is Belmont University. So we went and toured Belmont University, hung out with family over the weekend, got to meet Nomad Trucker, another YouTuber, and all in all had a really good weekend. Took about 3.5-4 days off. There's my father-in-law Boomer right there. He's an old school trucker, taught me how to drive. Thank you, Boomer. And started looking for a load, headed to Virginia, but in order to get to Virginia, we had to backtrack and go back towards Memphis. We're gonna get loaded and get this ice cream over to Virginia for all you people that live near Roanoke. So hopefully you guys like ice cream, because we're bringing it to you. So talk to you guys later, and we're gonna get the heck out of here as quickly as we can. All right, so we started trucking all the way back across Tennessee, the long way. If you want to go from Mississippi up to Kentucky, it's not that long. But if you want to go from Arkansas to Virginia, it's a lot longer that way. So we went across Tennessee the long way. And this area between Nashville and Knoxville was probably my favorite part of the entire drive. I mean, Cookville, Crossville, that whole area was just amazing. So I'll shut up, let you guys enjoy this, and we'll see you guys at the rest stop in about 20 seconds. Look at all the lightning bugs, guys. I'm from California. We don't have lightning bugs. All right, that's it. Anywhere where you can go to a rest stop and see ferries just flying around. Yeah, I like it here. All right, so after spending the night in East Tennessee, we crossed over into Virginia so we could make our delivery in Salem, Virginia. at the Kroger Distribution Center.
All right, hey, we made it here. And man, how about that driving footage? I'm tripping on this this whole area of the entire United States that I've never been to. East Tennessee and this first part of Virginia I've seen. It's pretty freaking amazing, man. I've been, I should have been out here a long time ago to check everything out. I mean, this is the country where I live, and I've never been, east of, I went to Texas once, but I flew there, didn't get to see most of it, and just saw Dallas and Waco, and that's it. So this is my first time really road tripping through our country, our great country. And anyway, I'm impressed. I love America, and I love this area. And humidity or not, this weather's so much better than the freaking armpit of California heat that we have in the Valley of California. So I'm digging it. Little muggy, but man, thunderstorms, lightning, freaking rain in the middle of summertime. It's pretty awesome.
All right, yeah, so I might be a little bit of a weather nerd because every time there was thunder and lightning, I had to turn the camera on. I just had to. And I even set up my tripod when we were in New Mexico to try and get some of these still shots for my thumbnail. And so, every state we went in, there was just downpours, thunderstorms. It's just so much different from California. California, this is what it looks like. Pretty much all the time, this is what it looks like. It's just kind of ugly. But anyway, yeah, so this load took us from Tennessee to Virginia so we could go check out Virginia Tech University, home of the Hokies. They've got one of the coolest traditions in college football where they listen to Enter Sandman by Metallica, and everyone jumps up and down, and it's pretty rad. So anyway, we checked out this school, and then next school up was Auburn University. So we got to find some loads going south.
We just stacked up loads, and now we got to run. We thought we were going to have an easy day back here hanging out at the hotel that we're at. And then I had to go in and tell the front desk, hey man, we're out. We gotta go. We got loads to do. We got loads. Let's go. I almost tripped over the curb. All right. So I got sent here and I show up with a load number. They say, oh, that doesn't pick up till July 22nd. You're 8 days early. And I said, I just got this load 30 minutes ago. It says 14th on it. So anyway, so now I'm gonna have to backtrack, try to see if I can get back into my hotel room that I just pulled everything out of in a hurry to get over here. I'm probably gonna get I think the $150 for the tonneau, the truck order not used is what they call it, a tonneau. We'll see. But I got a load that picks up in North Carolina tomorrow, so I'm gonna be driving down there with a load or without. So it was kind of cool getting $1,300 to go down where I was already planning to pick up a load, but if that doesn't happen, then we'll just take a nice easy night, probably go get some Five Guys burgers. That's what Miles wants to have, so I gotta get out of this guy's way. All right, I'll let you guys know what happens.
Well, what happened was we ended up spending the night in Virginia. We got our hotel room back. That's good. We woke up early and we started trucking it down to North Carolina, empty instead of being loaded. But we trucked it down there empty and came down Fancy Gap. That was kind of fun. And we got down to Morganton, North Carolina to pick up our load.
We're gonna get this thing loaded, get the heck out of here, start heading down to Alabama. All right, so we've only been here for about 6.5 hours. All right, we got loaded. 10 hours, guys. 10 and a half. 10 and a half hours to get loaded at Case Farms in Morganton, North Carolina. So we're just gonna truck it down and get it down to Phoenix City, Alabama, which is just on the other side of the Georgia line where Columbus, Georgia is, Fort Benning, that area. So pretty dang close to Auburn University, which was the goal, Auburn, Alabama.
All right, so we made our way down all through the evening time, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, through Atlanta, and then down to Alabama. The original plan, if we hadn't been held up for 10 and a half hours, was to stop at Clemson University on this day, but we had to cancel that because it took 10 and a half hours to get loaded. Dang it. And so anyway, That school is still very high on my son's list, but another school that's high is Auburn University. So we got to go down there and hang out there for 4 days. And we even went golfing one day. Had to rent some clubs because I didn't bring any clubs with me. Got to walk around Jordan-Hare Stadium, see Bo Jackson's statue. It was a lot of fun, man. A lot of fun in Auburn.
We have spent 5 days in Auburn, Alabama. Well, Opelika, Alabama, which is right next to Auburn. We went and visited the school. We did all that. And man, we were looking for a load yesterday to get us up to Mississippi. We're deadheading up to Mississippi, man. We're deadheading up to Mississippi. We're not making any money. We're going to spend the fuel to get up there to make sure that we get this last tour done. We don't want this one to end up like Clemson, where we had to scoot on by Clemson even though we wanted to go there. So you know what? I don't have a load right now. So you guys are going to have to wait to roll the music. You guys are just going to have to wait.
All right, so we made our way up through Alabama, right here through Birmingham, and all the way on to Oxford, Mississippi, to go to the University of Mississippi, or Ole Miss, as they call it. And we went and stayed there in Oxford, toured the campus. It was awesome. And then, man, we just had to start looking to come home. Had to find a way to get home.
All right, hey, what's going on, everybody? Hey, we got to get out of here. We're leaving Mississippi now, and we got to get up to Tennessee to pick up a load. We're gonna keep rolling up there, and then I'll talk to you guys once we get there, and we'll talk about, you know, what load we got and do all the things that we do. So anyway, let's get up there.
All right, so we headed north, kind of skirted around Memphis and up to Covington, Tennessee, where we had already picked up one of those ice cream loads. And, well, we had a hard time getting down to -10 when we got the first ice cream load that went to Virginia. But I figured, you know what, this time I'll start a little earlier, and we'll get it down to temperature, you know, way quicker. Last time it took about 4.5, 5 hours. This time I'll wake up about 4 hours earlier, 5 hours earlier, and we'll get it down to temperature in no time. So that's the plan, man. That was the plan. That was the plan. But the best laid plans.
All right, it's time to give you guys an update. I was waiting until things got better so I could just be like, yeah, hey, what's going on? But things aren't good. All right, so talked to the broker. He asked me, he said, hey, do you want me just to pull you off the load? And I said, I think that would be best. My Reefer just hovering around -4.3, -4.3 degrees, won't get any lower. So we're off that load.
So this was definitely the low point of the trip. We had deadheaded from Alabama to Mississippi because we couldn't find a load. Then we deadheaded from Mississippi up to Tennessee to get the ice cream load, but the Reefer didn't cooperate. So we got pulled off of that load, and now we're deadheading down to Texas. We weren't making any money. I was really missing my family, and I was just down in the dumps, man.
You see that truck and that empty trailer out there in that vacant lot next to the hotel? Yep, that's us. Empty trailer. And yeah, kind of feeling a little dejected right now. I don't know. Kind of feel like Bubba in Forrest Gump. I just want to go home. I just want to go home.
Well, if home is where I wanted to be, we were heading in the right direction. We were heading west, empty or loaded. We were heading west.
We have been deadheading around quite a bit. If you've missed the previous videos, go check them out. So we're kind of yeah, we're losing money. We're losing money, but that's okay because today everything changes. Today we're gonna pick up a load. It's gonna actually pay us. It's gonna at least cover the fuel.
Hey, isn't that a novel idea? To actually put something in your trailer so that someone pays you to move it from one place to another? What a concept. Well, let's go over here and get our load right here in Quitman, Texas.
All right, so we're docked over here in Quitman, Texas at ProTech Laboratories. And we got 16 pallets to get on, about 20,000 pounds, and they want me to run the Reefer at 50 degrees. So I think the Reefer can hold that, Tim. Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Love your positivity. Anyway, we finally got a load on the truck, and we're gonna get paid for this load, I believe. C.H. Robinson, you better come through for me. But anyway, first C.H. Robinson load, first load we've got on the truck in 7 days. You know, we delivered last Friday, so it's exactly 7 days from last time we had a load on the truck. And you know, we'll just get down the road. Get down the road. Let's go. We are trucking across Texas today. Today, Junior.
All right, so Texas is a pretty big state. I don't know if you guys know that, but so to help us get across it, well, I want to show you guys the newest part of the channel, El Gordo Velox. El Gordo Velox! El Gordo Velox! All right, there's lots more where that came from, but I can only stomach so much of watching myself bite and chew things. But anyway, it got us all the way across to Tempe, Arizona, that entertainment, along with the stop at the Thing Museum. So check that out.
All right, hey, good morning, good morning. We are docked over here in Tempe, Arizona. We are getting our plant-based protein unloaded, and man, we made it from Quitman, Texas, all the way to Tempe, Arizona. But today's the day we're gonna get back to California. Today's the day we're gonna be back to trucking California with Velox 18 instead of trucking America with Velox 18, all right?
All right, so we are deadheading once again, this time from Phoenix into the Southern California market. We were looking for loads, and the only loads I could really find were some ice cream loads, and I didn't want to grab any more ice cream loads with my reefer not being able to get down to temperature. So I went ahead and passed on those. We got ourselves a load from the SoCal market, so we're gonna have to go spend one more night outside of our beds in SoCal.
All right, so we're getting a level 1 inspection at the weigh station in Banning, California. Good old Banning. All right, good morning. We are back in California. They welcomed us with open arms and a level 1 inspection, and we got through that. We got our little sticker on the windshield now. We're good to go. We are here, checked in. We got our reefer set. They want us to slide these tandems, and then the loader will come out and get us. We've been here for almost an hour and a half, and we still haven't even backed into the door. So, all right, it is now 1:30, so 3 hours after our appointment time, 3.5 hours since we got checked in, and we finally got backed into the actual dock. All right, so over 5 hours later, I'm loaded on my first stop. We got another stop to go before we can get home. We gotta go through traffic. Let's go. All right, so we made it to our second pickup at 5 o'clock, and first come, first serve, and all the docks are open. All right, we're loaded and we're headed for home. We're headed for home. We're loaded. It's 6:30, but we're loaded, and I couldn't even wait to record something. I was like, just put it in gear and went. We got our paperwork. We got out of there. Now we're headed straight up through Los Angeles, just straight up through Los Angeles, and we're gonna go. We're gonna be home tonight, and I'm gonna make Jessica stay up really late so she can come pick us up. All right, we're 4 miles from the yard, and they got construction. We're so close, yet so far. I just want to go home. I want to go home, Forrest. All right, I made it back. Me and Miles made it back to the yard, and we are here. And Jessica came. I wasn't planning to film this. I wasn't gonna film any of that. I was gonna let that be our moment, but
we'll have it. Don't worry.
all right. But anyway, so we're back, and I'm gonna go sleep in my bed tonight on my memory foam mattress. Oh, it's gonna be so nice. And then we're gonna deliver this load in the morning. All right, what is going on, guys? We are here at Fresh Point in Turlock, and this is my second time recording this, and I got guys sitting on either side of me just looking at me because I'm a weirdo talking to my camera. But that's cool. I don't even mind that because we're out here doing the YouTube thing, and we're on the tubes, man. We're on the tubes. Check us out. Velox 18. All right, so that was quite the journey. We ended up right back here in Turlock, and man, we just had a blast. We had a blast. So now we're gonna get to the numbers. All right, we're gonna get to the numbers, and I'm just gonna total everything up. So we only did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loads. 5 loads, and we had 4,800 loaded miles out of a total of 6,845 miles. So we did 30% deadhead miles. 30% of our miles were deadheading. I mean, it was crazy. We went from Salinas to Smyrna, Tennessee loaded. Then we deadheaded over to Covington, Tennessee, which is near Memphis. And we took a load to Salem, Virginia. Then we deadheaded down to North Carolina, Morganton, North Carolina, and took a load down to Alabama, Phoenix City, Alabama. Then we deadheaded around a lot. Then you guys know that. You guys saw the video, and I got down in the dumps. It was a rough, emotional time for me to be away from my family and to just not have things working out the way I wanted them to. All right, so I got a little, you know, whatever, you know. I miss my family, man. But anyway, all that to say, we made in 3.5 weeks $16,225 on all those loads for a total rate per mile. For all the miles, all the deadheading we did, everything we did, we made $2.37 a mile. So not good, all right? Especially not in the freight market that we've been in lately. Not the worst, but when you consider that I only did, you know, just under 7,000 miles in almost 3.5 weeks, I needed to be up over $3 a mile to make it worth a while. But in any case, like I said, the beauty of the trip was in the time with my son and giving him the opportunity to see schools that otherwise we wouldn't have been able to go and see. We couldn't have afforded for me to take time off and pay for plane tickets and pay for hotels. So we needed to kind of supplement the cost of that trip by still making a little bit of money. But now it's time to grind. Now it's time to hit the road and try to, you know, now that we're back home, I'm hanging out with the family for the next couple days, but then I gotta hit the ground, man. I gotta hit the pavement, gotta chew up some pavement, and I gotta make some money because there's money to be made out here, and that's what we do. That's what we do. So I gotta keep grinding. I gotta run this truck like it's supposed to be run, and we're gonna get going this next week. All right, so tune in for the next load. Love you guys. Peace.